listening distance, right? An earshot, maybe. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to the Senate Judiciary Committee. As I was just telling some others, we have apparently 37 House bills assigned to us. So you are the lucky first, first five. I'm not sure we'll get to all 37 bills. We'll do the best we can, though. Chairman Watson, you ran such an efficient, don't blow your breath, such an efficient hearing earlier today. Kind of wanted you to chair this one today. You open us up in a word of prayer.
Happy to, Speaker.
Speaker? No, not yet. Working towards it.
My mind is...
probably right where mine is.
Yeah. So let's go to prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for looking over us. Continue to look over us and help guide us through your wisdom. Continue to look over us in our travels and put a halo around us. In Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Speaking of that, I think it's the daylight savings time has me in a fog. Do you mind addressing the room? Didn't you pass a bill that dealt with that at some point?
We did. Our bill took everybody to standard time, but we did not have the fortitude to do that, so we made it date, because standard time you can actually go to right now.
So if we had taken your original bill, we wouldn't have to change the time.
We wouldn't have to be changing. We would be on standard time year round. But what we changed to was daylight savings time, like a lot of states in our adjoining states, Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida, have asked Congress to act, and Congress has not acted. One house has acted, the other didn't act. They've done that over about 4 years because even the president had said that he didn't like changing it back and forth.
Right.
And then he just came out this past few days and said that, well, I don't think I'll wade into that pond because it's 50-50. Some people like daylight savings time all year round. Some people like standard time all year round. So it's a challenge, but scientifically, medically speaking, this time of year we have more traffic accidents. We have more heart attacks and strokes and other issues too. So it's the right thing to do, but it's a very challenging thing to do.
Do you plan on refiling your bill and trying again and not caving this time to the pressures?
You know, I actually did talk to the guy from Arizona about 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. He's the one who has been leading that charge. And I let my intern make the decision of whether or not I was going to drop that bill or not. And,
is that how we do things around here? The interns make decisions?
And she didn't want to take the heat, and I didn't want to take the heat.
Neither did you, yeah.
And so we're not going to drop that bill.
All right, well, we have a quorum now, so we'll stop stalling. We're going to start with House Bill 199. Representative, what do you call you? Representative Kelly. Just a representative these days?
That's it, Mr. Chairman.
All right, well, there's worse things to be, I guess.
Just honored to be called that.
Yeah, well, we are working off of LC 481439S, and this is where it gets confusing, but it says committee substitute, but this is the bill that passed the House, correct?
This is the version that passed the House, yes.
All right, well, the floor is yours.
House Bill 199 is a measure that was brought forward by the Administrative Office of the Courts. Last year we worked as a body to pass legislation that would help protect personal identifiable information of some of our judges across our state. We did that because we had seen it was Senator Dixon's bill after some of the swatting issues, and we had concerns about judges and the attacks that could be on judges. The way we worked to fix that last year was we said we were going to create a database that all the judges would then submit their personal identifiable information into, and then that would essentially scrub it from any website. And then in the off season, we thought that maybe we didn't need to create a database where we had all this very sensitive information sent to, because it could be a risk for hacking. And so the Administrative Office of the Courts, working with our local governments, has essentially said we were going to create a form that judges, if they choose to, can submit their information to the local governments to pull that information off their public websites. And so we feel like this is a more secure way of doing it, but it's also a more taxpayer friendly way to do this. In the amended budget and ongoing in the full budget, this was going to require an appropriation of about $177,000. If we go to just a form-driven system, it's only about $27,000 to the taxpayers as estimate for AOC to administer. And so that's what the legislation does, Mr. Chairman.
All right, any questions from the committee? You have no questions and no one signed up to speak on the bill. What's the pleasure of the committee? We have a motion to pass from Senator Dolezal. Do we have a second? Second from Senator Rhett. Any discussion? Was there a proposed amendment you wanted to offer on this?
I think Michael has it down there. He caught some language that needed to be cleaned up a little bit, and I agreed with him. And so, always proud to be here and have my bills perfected.
That's right. Mr. Walker, you want to tell us about some perfecting we can do?
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, I would recommend the committee consider starting at line 18, near the end of the line, striking through or, and before home inserting a comma underscored. Then on line 19, after address, inserting comma or property or tax records. Moving down to line 36, I would recommend deleting superior between municipal and court. And then on page 4, starting on line 75, I would recommend striking through from the comma after information through to the period at the end. So in other words, removing including but not limited to such protected persons, property, or tax records. Since property and tax records has now been incorporated into the definition, there's no need for it here. The final change I would recommend, Mr. Chairman, is on line 99. The remedy provisions on line 99 should include references to both subsections A and B, not just B.
Good.
Thumbs up from the author. Everyone on the committee understand the proposed amendment? Any discussion on the proposed amendment? Somebody want to offer the proposed amendment? Leader Hatchett, do we have a second? Second from Chairman Watts. Any discussion? All those in favor of the amendment, please say aye. Aye. It is unanimous. Back to the underlying motion to pass now as amended. All those in favor, raise your hand. It is unanimous. And who is carrying this in the Senate?
I'll kind of follow that with you, Mr. Chairman, if you'd like to, or the leader, anybody. I'll just, be honored. It has an appropriations aspect. I don't know if y'all's appropriations chairman may want to do it, but I'm open to anybody. I'm open
Chairman
for
Tillery?
anybody.
Chairman Tillery, that sounds good.
I think he's really into this.
He'll be really into that.
All right.
Does that have anything to do with banking?
Nothing.
Not
only
yet.
only that it's going to save taxpayer money. So
Okay, so it sounds
It's
germane
kinda
for his
banking related, I
amendment.
guess.
Okay, that works. Chairman Tillery it is.
all right.
All right, thank you.
Well, look, I appreciate y'all, and even though I'm just a lowly representative,
Is it all you have this year for us?
I may be back.
Okay.
I may be back.
Maybe
I'm trying
back?
to think where all my other stuff got assigned to. I don't know if I got anything else.
I can't remember if you have anything else either.
I don't know. I hope so. This one went pretty smooth.
Yeah. All right. Well, go
Thank
have
y'all.
fun. Thank you. All right. Chairman Smith, come on up. The new dad, looking well rested though, despite that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A lot of coffee helps.
A lot of coffee does help. I understand. It does get a little bit easier, but not a lot
Glad to
easier.
hear it. Glad to
Well,
hear
how long are we talking about the new baby?
it.
3,
Month
4.
Yeah, I
and
can see you doing that.
5 days.
Yeah.
They do sleep a little better.
So we're going to start with House Bill 176 again, as passed the House, working off of LC 481509S. Is that what you have?
That's what we have, Mr. Chairman.
All right, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In the spirit of Abraham Lincoln, I brought a lawyer with me. Took those words to heart when I read them at a young age. Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, y'all have seen this before just last year. House Bill 176 is in response to the Seals versus State case as well as the Cook versus State case. And to get into the synopsis of it, this makes direct appeal of a conviction available when some charges are dead docketed. That means that the prosecutor has not went forward on those charges and they're placed on dead docket. There's a docket that exists that is known as our dead docket. It would also make direct appeal of a guilty plea subject to judicial discretion, and it also allows prosecutors more time to respond to amended motions for new trial. We worked with the prosecutors on that part as well, and it reinstates meaningful access to request post-conviction review from the court. And in conclusion, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, this allows the motion to withdraw a guilty plea to be within the term of court or 30 days, whichever occurs last. I have, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, ran upon a guilty plea or a conviction of where the term of court ended the very next day. And so this, along with a friend of ours that's a judge in the Pro Tem's district, and with Pro Tem's help, we added that language last year in the Senate, and I really do appreciate the work of this committee as well as the leadership in the Senate on this.
So is this the same version we passed out of the Senate committee last year?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
There's a date change.
Except the date change. Thank you,
That's
Ms.
correct.
Travis. All right, any questions from the committee? You don't have any questions. No one else signed up to speak on the bill. What's the pleasure of the committee? Motion to pass from Leader Hatchett. Is there a second? Second from Chairman Dolezal. All those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. It is unanimous. Am I carrying this one?
If you don't mind, Mr.
I'll
Chairman.
carry it. That works. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to go on to your next one?
Sure. This one.
House Bill 180?
I'm invoking the same right to counsel on this one as well,
There you go.
Mr. Chairman.
A
This
lot of
House,
legal bills today.
yes, sir. This is House Bill 180, and this is our proposal regarding additional qualification for candidates of the office of the judge of the probate court in Article 6 counties. I believe that's 90,000 or more population. The crux of this issue, just to get right down to it, this would close the loophole which currently exists in the code, which has allowed individuals who are not qualified to run for the office of judge of the probate court in counties wherein those additional qualifications for a Article 6 court apply. Most recent example of this occurring in our state would be Rockdale County in 2024. Mr. Chairman, if you look at the quick Google search would basically show you this issue. The affidavit for qualifying for probate court that is not Article 6 court is different than the affidavit that one has to fill out for those that are qualifying in Article 6 court jurisdiction. So this would close that loophole pretty tight.
And we are working off LC 481401, is that right?
That's my understanding, Mr.
As it
Chairman.
passed the House.
Yes, sir.
Are any questions from the committee? Now, we don't always move things this quickly over here. So
Noted.
you know that, right? I don't want to start looking bad
I understand we'll have to move on some of y'all's as well pretty
this
fast.
quickly, right? I have a couple that might be kind of easy.
Sounds good.
We'll see. Any questions from the committee? Leader Hatchett, do you have a question?
Chairman, I just think this is a great piece of legislation. I'd like to make a motion.
Let's, Senator Steele, do you have any questions for the author? Make something up.
No, I second, Leader.
All right, we have a motion to pass from Leader Hatchett, a second from Senator Steele. All those in favor, please raise your hand. It is unanimous. Who's carrying this one?
Mr. Chairman, I'll leave that up to you if you'd want to carry it.
Well, Leader Hatchett really likes it, so I think he wanted to carry it. Okay, he'll be carrying it.
I'd be honored to have him carry it as well.
You good? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members.
We'll see you soon.
Sounds good.
All right, House Bill 55, Representative Ford, come on up. We are working off a committee substitute, which is LC 443067S. Is that what you have?
That is correct.
This is your first time with our committee?
It is.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be here.
And how long have you been in the House?
It just started January
started?
13th.
Oh, wow. Is this your first bill overall?
This is my first bill overall.
It took me 2 years to get a bill out my first time.
Did it? Well, I've got some help. I've got some help over here in the Senate too. So you all have heard of this bill before. Chairman Goodman had the Senate version of this bill. And this adds a third judge to the Alapaha Judicial Circuit, which includes Atkinson, Berrien, Clinch, Cook, and Lanier counties. We rank number 1 on the Judicial Council's workload study, and the caseload has doubled in this circuit since the last judge was added. The second judge was added back in 1979. So funding was in the governor's 26 proposed budget, and it's also in the House version as well. So, like I said, y'all probably heard all about it before from Chairman Goodman, but I'm happy to answer any questions.
Are the changes that we made just the date changes?
It was just the date change. There was a mistake, and we went ahead and passed it out of the House and made the change.
I'm sure there'll be other questions from the committee. I have a couple more. So you're adding a third judgeship. Do you have somebody you think should get the judgeship that you're recommending?
I do not. I'm going to trust the governor to do that.
Okay. You don't have anybody that would be good for that? And what are the names of the current 2 judges?
Dick Perriman and Clay Tomlinson.
Okay.
We have 2 good judges already, but it's a big district, and there's a lot of the caseload, like I said, has increased. We have I-75 going through there, and we're getting lots of drug trafficking and all kind of stuff, gang activity going on through the Cook County. So.
Yeah, I know Senator Goodman had the similar bill. What happened with his bill? Why were you using yours instead?
Because he's a good friend of mine, and he's just letting this be my first bill. So.
Okay. You have some questions? Leader Hatchett, you look like you're ready. The governor's full leader has questions.
Okay.
Would you say that Chairman of Agriculture decided to give you this bill because his politics aren't as strong?
I think he's got a lot to do, and probably I'm better at. I could be a little more brief than him, and
I agree with
hurry
that.
things along maybe. So
Wouldn't take much.
So you don't think he gave this to you because he was afraid he wouldn't be able to pass it?
probably not. He agreed to carry it for me in the Senate. So.
Okay.
Do you think that's a bad idea?
Probably.
Yeah. I think there's a roadblock.
Chairman Dolezal, do you have questions?
I do. Thank you, Representative. Thank you for being here. Generally speaking, does the House typically block Chairman Goodman's bills and send them back over with a freshman member of the House?
I wouldn't know that because this is my first session. Sorry.
Follow up, Mr. Chairman.
Please.
This is your first bill?
It is.
What party are you a member of?
I don't know that matters because a judge, this is a nonpartisan seat, right?
Well, what party are you a member of?
What party am I a member
Yes,
of?
ma'am.
I'm a Republican.
Typically, Republicans are for smaller government. Would you agree with that?
That's what I hear.
Is your first bill growing government?
Out of necessity, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Chairman.
Okay.
How much money is your first bill going to cost the state?
Ooh, I've got that in here too. It's around $500,000,
$500,000.
$500,000.
How many citizens do you have in your district that you represent?
In my district, it's like 60,000.
So how much is that costing per citizen you represent?
Oh gosh, y'all are harder than the House members. I was asked the judicial canons was one of my questions.
Oh, that's not very creative.
Well, I know those if you want to know that.
So your constituents would rather pay, how much is that a per?
Because, well, it's
per
going to
person?
save them costs for keeping people in jail, so it's saving the taxpayers money because
So how are
we're
you gonna give them-
prosecuting cases quicker.
How are you going to give them the money back? If they're spending the money now and they're going to save money, how do you give it back to them later?
Lowering their income taxes.
And when are you going to do that?
Well, I'm trust the governor to do it because we're going to save money overall.
Okay, so you trust the governor is going to reduce taxes, offset the money you make your constituents
Yeah.
pay for your new judge.
Yeah.
Okay. You have more questions? Senator Steele.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Hey, Representative, welcome. What line of work are you in your day job?
I'm a stay-at-home mom. No, I'm kidding. I'm in ag. I'm ag business.
Ag business. What do you grow in ag business?
I grow peanuts, cotton, corn, and pecans. And that's how I say it's pecans.
Those little
And I'm in the
blue-colored.
I'm in the cotton ginning business too. So I run a cotton gin.
What do you know about those little blue-colored berries? That
Blueberries.
Yeah.
I trust those to Chairman Goodman. I don't
So-
know anything about blueberries.
So if you were to rank the importance of the crops that you just named, and the senator that's going to be carrying your bill, what is the most important crop among those? for the
Well, I
state of
make my
Georgia?
living off cotton and peanuts, so I'm going to put those above blueberries.
Does the senator know that the one you're going to ask to carry this bill, that you don't
He
think
does.
his line of work's important?
I do think his line of work's important. But we go way back to college days, so we just have to agree to disagree sometimes.
Thank you.
Have you ever thought about growing any hemp?
No,
Chairman Cowser's not here today, but he likes hemp a lot.
no,
Okay.
I don't trust those hemp gummies even.
Okay. Well, this body doesn't either.
So,
Or the drinks.
yeah.
More questions. Chairman Watson.
Yes, so growing government, right? That's the theme here today. So it's, what was it, 500,000?
I couldn't do the
Divided by
math that quickly.
60, it was $8.33 for every one of your constituents. per
That
year.
includes the children too, I guess.
It does, so I guess we should probably
Safety
discount
has a
that.
cost though, right?
It's $8.33 for all the children and the adults in your district.
I think my citizens are worth it.
I think that's a question for them. Okay.
Senator Rett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Which costs more in your district, a bag of peanuts or a carton of eggs?
Oh, a carton of eggs.
What's the difference between a carton of eggs and a gallon of gas? Which is cheaper?
Right now, a carton of eggs.
Thank you.
Apparently, the most expensive thing in her district right now is a new judgeship.
Yeah.
Another question, Chairman Dolezal.
Thank you, Chairman. Representative, can you outline for us the types of cases typically adjudicated by superior courts?
The kind of cases. Drug cases, family cases, divorce cases, child custody cases. I don't know what else. Everything I can.
Do you have a lot of drug cases in your district?
They do. They're telling me that they do, in especially in that part in the Cook County area.
Do you have any legislation to address that issue
I
in
don't.
rural Georgia?
I don't.
Thank you. Would you suspect that any of those types of hallucinogenic drugs are grown by the senator who will carry this bill on his farm?
I hope not.
Do you have any evidence that would
I
support
don't.
that?
I know him to be a upright, good moral character.
You said you went to college with the senator, correct?
Yes, but that was a long time ago, and I think he has corrected his ways since then.
Has your opinion of his moral character changed from the time that he was in college?
It has.
Interesting.
'Cause if you go back then, neither one of us should be here.
Does that mean your character has devolved from then?
My character has as
In-
well. Yeah.
Indeed. Thank you.
We have a couple other
Oh
questions.
gosh.
Senator Rett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Do you know what THC is?
Yes.
Which one of your products that you grow contains THC?
None of them.
Are you sure? Have you tried smoking them? Or?
I've never smoked a peanut. I've never smoked cotton, or pecans. So, well, actually, we did. So I grew up on a tobacco farm, and grew up working in tobacco. So yeah, those were. I never wanted to smoke cigarettes because I worked in tobacco so much growing up that never had the urge.
All right, now would be the appropriate time. Motion to pass from Leader Hatchett. Do we have a second? Second from Senator Parent. All those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. It is unanimous, and Senator Goodman is carrying the bill.
Thank you. Yes.
Congratulations.
This was fun. Thanks.
Come back anytime,
Okay.
just not this year.
Yeah.
All right. Last bill on the calendar, Leader Hatchett is going to present. There are a lot of people signed up to speak on it with questions, but you go ahead and do your presentation. Then you want to get on front and do it, or you could do it. You could do it from there. What's your mic number? 13. All right, we're working off of LC 560335, which is the version that passed the House. Floor is yours.
All right, let me just make sure I've got it here. Okay. So this is a retirement bill for judges, and it doesn't impact the judges that are serving currently, but judges who serve after this, it raises the retirement age to 65. Right now it's set at 60. So this brings it, to my understanding, in parity with the appellate judges and the Supreme Court judge.
Good job. Any questions from the committee? Senator Dolezal.
In addition to the age parity, is there also benefit parity? So these percentages match as well, the 66 and then the additional above 16 years?
I will have to consult
Jim,
with
do you
an
want to come
expert
down?
here.
We were trying to avoid
make
our
sure.
expert witness. Now we got to bring him down.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Jim Potvin, I'm the Executive Director for ERS, and we are responsible for administering the judicial retirement system. So one point of clarity on the original description, the change in age applies only to Superior Court judges and the service associated with their time as Superior Court judges. To answer your question, the Appellate Court and Supreme Court are not part of the judicial retirement system, so they have a different set of benefits within the ERS, and it is not the same as what is in JRS.
Can you say that last sentence again?
It is not the same. The benefits payable to the Appellate and Supreme Court are not the same as those provided in the judicial.
Roughly, how do the percentages differ? We're looking to 66%, I guess up to, if my math is correct, 84%?
74.
74? Oh, because it's from 16 to 24, not 16. Okay. So it's from 66 to 74. How does that compare roughly with?
So in the ERS for the appellate courts, the benefit is defined as 75% once they have hit 10 years, and it's a flat 75%.
Okay. How about the Supreme?
Same.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, do you know how they arrived at this methodology? Because it sounds like it would cap out still lower than the starting point after 10 years for the other judges.
They're very similar, but yeah, I don't have the history on that.
They're similar if you're at the 24-year mark,
Yeah,
right?
it obviously takes much longer to get there in JRS than it does for the appellates and Supremes.
Okay.
Any other questions from the committee? All right, no one else signed up to speak on the bill. What's the pleasure of the committee? On your own bill? All right. All right. Motion do pass from Leader Hatchett and a second from Senator Parent. All those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. It is unanimous. I was about to ask you, who's carrying the bill? Leader Hatchett, are you carrying it?
Yes.
All right. Carrying your own bill. Okay, good deal.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's everything we have before us today. With that, we are adjourned. Thank you.